Just Cam Newton and Lamar Jackson. Yep. I want to be a legend. I want to be like Patrick Mahomes. I want to be like Tom Brady. I want to be one of the greats. I will be one of the greats. Because I'm willing to work that hard and get to that point. So to answer the question, I feel like I'm gonna be one of the greats in the next few years.
It's a combination of the traits, physical talent, and the potential upside. So when you look at a guy that's not gonna be 21 years old, or gonna be 21 years old, he's a young player. So he still has growth left within his game. We know his biggest weakness, in my opinion, is his lack of experience. Only one full season as a starter. He played a lot of games last year behind Emory Jones, but I always pointed to those games that we saw him play last year as a reason why you can trust that projection moving forward. You look at his game against LSU, the complete game. This is someone that was able to manage the ebbs and flows of a game and almost came out on top. Again, I keep bringing it up. Had he not gotten hit on that last throw that was intercepted, he made the right read. He made the right throw. It would have been a touchdown, and they probably win that ball game. It's a combination of.
A lot of people can say I can benefit from it. A lot of people can say I can benefit from going in day one and playing. So who knows what I'm ready for? I just know whatever situation I'm put into, I'm gonna dive in head first and just keep grinding hard.
Anthony Richardson, quarterback of Florida, is one of the most intriguing prospects in this year's draft in 2023. And I watched a lot of film on this kid. I see the throws that he can make. But a lot of people don't talk about I've heard a lot of different conversations about Anthony Richardson because of his completion percentage being like 58, completing like 58% of his passes. Now, the biggest thing is that you only take a snapshot at a player and you say that that's going to be that player. You don't really know what type of player Anthony Richardson is going to be until he gets into the NFL and until he suits up on Sunday. A lot of people, we make comments, we make speculations, we think that we probably know it all, and we don't know it all. You know what I'm saying? I don't know everything about Anthony Richardson, and I'm sure everybody else don't know everything about Anthony Richardson. What we do know is it's a young man that has declared for the draft, that does not have a lot of experience at starting. He only started one full season. And when I go back and I think about, the comparison, maybe to a Cam Newton or even a Lamar Jackson, because he did say that that's kind of how he molded his game a little bit after those two quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson was a Heisman Trophy winner. And then I believe Cam Johnson was a Heisman Trophy winner. So we're talking about two collegiate quarterbacks that were pretty good. And we know that Cam Newton was taken number 1 overall. And then we know that Lamar Jackson was drafted in the first round, but he was the very last quarterback taken in the first round. And then you look at Josh Allen. A lot of people love Josh Allen, but you don't know what the type of numbers that Josh Allen put up in college as well. Josh Allen was not great completing. His completion percentage was not that great either. So I kind of like, when you look at the completion percentage of Josh Allen, he completed only 56% of his passes. He did throw for 3,000 yards. He did have 28 touchdowns, but he also threw 15 interceptions. And this was at Wyoming. And then the following season, he throws, his completion percentage was 56 again. And he only threw 16 touchdown passes, and he had 6 interceptions, and he only threw for 1,812 yards. So when people talk about quarterbacks, things can turn around. You see how things turned around for Josh Allen, and things can turn around for this Anthony Richardson kid. I don't want to say that Anthony Richardson is going to be a scrub or a bust or anything like that, because when I look at Josh Allen's numbers in college, they was not that great. And if you don't believe me, go and do the work. Go do the research yourself, and you'll find out that Josh Allen's completion percentage was not that great. But now everybody knows that Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks, best young quarterbacks in the National Football League. So when it comes to a kid like Anthony Richardson, you have to be able to give this kid the benefit of the doubt that he's going to get better. I know some people will say, nah, this kid is not going to get better. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know football. The biggest thing about me is that I understand a prospect is just what it is. It's a prospect. There is room to grow. There is room to get better. And I think if Anthony Richardson does sit behind someone instead of starting day one, I don't know what team he's going to get drafted to. But if Anthony Richardson does sit, I think that it'll be better for him because he'll be able to learn. He'll be able to understand and watch other pro quarterbacks play and how they go along on being a professional on and off the field. But when I look at that completion percentage of Josh Allen, I don't just say that Josh Allen is going to, stay where he's at. Josh Allen has gotten better. Now, the only thing with Josh Allen now is being able to win in the playoffs. That's the biggest thing that Josh Allen has to be able to overcome, winning in the playoffs. And it's tough to win in the NFL. We know that. But at the same time, this Anthony Richardson kid is definitely one of the most intriguing prospects in this draft out of all the quarterbacks because he has the intangibles to be a great quarterback. When you look at his physical traits and you look at everything that Anthony Richardson brings to the table, this kid can be a phenomenal quarterback. And I know that there's a lot of teams that are looking to get quarterbacks, teams like the Colts, the Houston Texans, maybe the Raiders, and also not only the Raiders, but I'm trying to think of the other team that needs a quarterback. I can't think of that other team right now that needs a quarterback. But you don't want to just say that a player is not going to be good. I don't want to draft this kid and things of that nature because you don't know what type of player he's going to be in the National Football League. All you looking at is what he did in college. And when you look at it, it doesn't look good to you. But like I say, guys, go back and look at what Josh Allen did in college, and you'll find out pretty much what Josh Allen did in college. His completion percentage was not off the chart. Even when he played his rookie season, he did not do all that well. He started to get better gradually. So I think that, we owe that. As a fan of football, we owe that to Anthony Richardson to allow this young kid to get better. Instead of saying, man, I do know his tape. It's the good, the bad, the ugly. When I look at Anthony Richardson, there is plays and throws that this kid makes is phenomenal. And then there's plays out there that he leaves on the table. And then there's bad decision-making at time. I think that if he sits and develops himself as a quarterback because he has time. He's a young fella. He's only, 21 years old, but I believe he'll be going on 22. He has time to develop, man. He has time to develop. So I just don't want to write this kid off and say he's going to be a bust because he could be the best quarterback out of this draft class. We just don't know. You're not going to know until this kid suits up on Sunday, gets his opportunity to play, and proves everybody what he can do. Now, if he goes out there and he doesn't play well, he doesn't perform well, then that's a whole nother story. But if he goes out there and he starts balling out, and then people start saying, man, this kid is really good, it can change everybody's trajectory of what they think about this guy. So I think that Anthony Richardson, the reason why he'll be drafted in the first round is because purely of potential and because he's young. And not only that, he has all the physical tools that you want in a quarterback. He has the size, the length. He has a cannon of an arm. And I definitely think he's going to do well at the combine throwing the football. I think that him and Will Levis probably have the strongest arm out of all of these quarterbacks. So we'll see, man. But I don't want to just write off Anthony Richardson just yet. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. Until next time.